A look back at Trump's first 100 days. Promises, promises. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the murky swamp of Trump's first 100 days, dissecting the top 10 promises he made, promises more contorted than convincing. Understanding the past is crucial for avoiding future injury, or another 4 years of potential political whiplash. Grab your water bottles, folks, because we're about to sweat out some uncomfortable truths. Obamacare repealed and replaced? Not so fast. Promise number 1, repealing and replacing Obamacare. A constant rallying cry throughout his campaign. He promised a beautiful, cheaper, better healthcare system. But alas, no plan. The reality was far less graceful. Congress couldn't agree, leaving millions in limbo. The Wall, more like a fence and not a very good one. Ah, the Wall. Trump's magnum opus, his concrete vision of American isolationism. Trump promised a big, beautiful wall stretching across the entire US-Mexico border. He swore Mexico would pay for it, a claim that remains entirely unsubstantiated. The reality was less impenetrable barrier and more chain-link fence. Funding was a constant battle, construction was slow, and Mexico, unsurprisingly, declined to foot the bill. Tax reform. A tax cut for who exactly? Let's talk taxes, shall we? Specifically, Trump's grand promise of tax reform. Trump promised massive tax cuts for individuals and businesses. He assured Americans that everyone would benefit. The reality was less inspiring. The corporate tax rate was slashed, but benefits for average Americans were modest. Chapter 4. NAFTA renegotiated, same deal, different name. NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, was, according to Trump, the worst trade deal ever signed. His solution? Renegotiated, of course, make it better, make it fairer, make it great again. Trump promised a tough stance on trade, a willingness to walk away from deals that didn't serve American interests. The reality proved somewhat elusive. After months of tense negotiations, the USMCA, United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, was born. Was it fundamentally different from NAFTA? Not really. Chapter 5. Supreme Court Justice. A conservative stronghold takes shape. The Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Trump aimed to leave a mark on American jurisprudence. He promised to appoint judges who would uphold the Constitution, and he delivered with Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett. Trump shifted the court's balance to the right. This move impacts issues like abortion, gun control, and voting rights. Chapter 6. TPP. Out of the frying pan, into the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, was another trade deal Trump deemed disastrous. His solution? Withdraw from it, of course. Trump promised to put America first, renegotiating trade deals. Withdrawing from the TPP left a void that China filled. Chapter 7. A chilly reception for government workers. Trump saw the federal government as bloated and inefficient. His solution? A hiring freeze. He promised to drain the swamp, but it was more like throwing pebbles into the ocean. The hiring freeze created backlogs and hampered services. Efficiency gains never materialized. Chapter 8. Sanctuary cities. A funding fight goes nowhere. Sanctuary cities, according to Trump, were a direct threat to national security. His solution? Defund them, of course. Trump promised to crack down on illegal immigration, to deport millions of undocumented immigrants. The reality was a legal quagmire. Courts repeatedly blocked Trump's attempts to withhold funding from sanctuary cities. The fight dragged on, consuming time, resources, and political capital, ultimately achieving little more than further polarizing the immigration debate. Chapter 9. Energy production. Drill, baby, drill, and mine and frack. Trump saw America as a gold mine of energy resources. His solution? Unleash American energy dominance. He promised to roll back regulations and approve pipelines, opening federal lands to exploration. The reality was more complicated. The U.S. became a net energy exporter, but global market forces played a significant role. Chapter 10. Congressional term limits. A promise lost in the swamp. Congress, according to Trump, was in dire need of reform. Trump promised to shake up the status quo. The reality was that this promise quickly faded. Imposing term limits on Congress would require a constitutional amendment. In other words, it was never going to happen, and the swamp remained as murky as ever. Outro Chapter 11, 100 Days Down, many more to go. Well, not for him, thankfully. So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of Trump's top 10 promises from his first 100 days in office. As we've seen, the reality often fell short of the rhetoric. Some promises were broken, others partially fulfilled. The point is, we need to hold our elected officials accountable. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and please remember to hydrate. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.